late, and that's all right. I already let them know, and so I got an extra minute, but I'm not gonna be here very long. I think I'm gonna do an actual video at lunch with the stuff that I want to discuss as far as true crime. So I also kind of feel like I need makeup, but that's all right. What am I doing? I'm just on a side road, so don't think I'm like over here driving, because I'm not. But I am kind of, but I'm not. How's everybody doing today? I'm really late today. Usually I can pull it off and I get there right on time, but I got about 10 minutes and I'm getting coffee. So, what's been up? Anything new? I can't look at chat until I stop, so even if you're answering, I'm not looking at it. It's still cold every morning. I swear, I'm like in 3 layers instead of 2. Go person. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here with me this morning, even though I don't got much to say. You guys are the best. Every morning, it's like clockwork. Everybody piles on in, like we're getting into the car together, like we got a place to go, right? And I washed my face last night trying to get all of my makeup off, and I feel like it didn't. Oh, it did kind of all come off. When we were out, if you guys caught, me and Dolly went to the beach yesterday. It was so nice outside, and we took the slingshot to the beach. And he always reminds me that it's going to be cold, but I'm like a hot person. So I'm like, all right, but I'm really hot right now. So in my mind, I grabbed like a windbreaker thinking that that was going to be enough. And as we get to the friggin' beach, it's like the colder it gets, the colder you get towards the beach. And I was so cold. So when we went to get tacos for dinner, because it was Taco Tuesday, Dolly bought me this at the it's called Baja Cantina, and it was the only size large they had, and I couldn't fit into the small purple. I rather would have had a purple. Green, I never really wear green. I don't really like green. But yeah, I guess it looks okay. Thank you guys. I like the color. Yeah, it's very bright and vibrant. The back of it has like a Baja guy surfing on a wave, so it's pretty cool. I love it. And I usually like wearing stuff that I support, like the businesses. And we go to this taco place every time that we go down there to eat. So it's kind of fitting. I mean, I think it was a little bit too expensive, and I feel bad he had to buy it for me because I was about to freeze. Hey, James Dale, good to see you. But yeah, it's hump day. I can tell I'm still a little bit congested. The day before yesterday, we were pulling out the bathroom stuff, and so I was getting kind of congested there. But then last night, man, I need to get a, he'll be okay. Yeah, he will. I need to get a, what was I just saying? I hate when that happens. Is everybody else extremely slow in the morning before they wake up and fully have like their coffee? Because I feel like lately it's been worse than usual. It's like, I'm like, huh? Who am I? What's my name? Annie is okay. It's okay, Annie. I love your name. Air purifier. Yeah, we have, we don't. I had an air purifier at my parents' that I left over there that I could bring over here, now that I think about it. I was going to say we had one, and then I remembered it's at my parents' still. Hold on, guys.
Good morning. How can I help you?
I have a mobile order.
What's the name?
Ivana.
Okay, we have that ready. Go ahead and pull through.
Thank you. I'm like a celebrity. They know me by name. I'm going to start drinking my K-Cups again. And I was going to do it again at work today, but they don't have any more sugar packets, which reminds me, I'm the manager in charge of getting sugar packets. I don't know what I've been doing, sleeping on the job. It is the clock change, yeah. But see, spring forward, so it would actually be 8:30 if we weren't on that time schedule. So I don't even have much to talk about. There's 78 people in the chat. You guys are amazing. I just feel so welcome every morning. It's like somebody loves me. Thank you guys. I'm not gonna steal the freaking phone hug from Dolly because I'm not a hugger anyway. But give me my coffee. Yes, thank you.
And there you are.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy. Have a great one.
You too. People are always so sweet. It's just so awesome when so many people are just kind. I'm so used to dealing with not kind people because the service that I work for is like a complaint service. People come in and basically complain. It's the type of nature of the business. But whenever I go out and people are just so amazing, and I always try, when I talk with people at work, I always try to absolutely kill them with kindness. It's probably like obnoxiously kind. That's probably why they get mad, because they can tell that I'm not usually really that kind. Hey Laura, good to see you. And I always hate that. So why would I do that? Now that I think about it, well, the reason that I do it is because people don't have as easy of a time being mean to somebody that's like super nice or that's smiling. I mean, think about it. If you're in a really bad mood and you're coming somewhere to complain, are you going to be more likely to be like extremely angry and complain so much if the person is like smiling and happy? Sometimes that would piss me off. But I'm extra. And look, there's all these X's in the sky. I wonder why. Maybe there's treasure up there. And then all the time that I come up here like this, I always feel like I'm talking about nothing. Especially we can't really look at chat because I'm driving. So when I stop, I will make sure that everybody gets a thank you for me, because there's 95 people in here, and I really appreciate you guys. If somebody hasn't told you, you're definitely appreciated today. I love that for you. So, yeah. There's so much going on in true crime, it's almost hard to point out what I would want to talk about at lunch today. Do you guys have a topic that you would want to hear about or listen to me blab about? Because I usually try to, wow, an electric company here in Memphis found a body with no head. Same kind of bag that they were laying fiber optic lines yesterday. I just pray Memphis is aware of the missing. Wow. They have to be aware of the missing. Plus, I mean, once you find that type of thing, you have to identify. And so it's not as if they're just gonna not know about, you know what I mean. So let's pray for that family, because that's hard. I mean, not only do you have a missing family member, but then you're told that, you know, your family member's found decapitated. I mean, that's, wow. My coffee is amazing. And ever since they added it to the app to where you can request for it to be double blended, oh, it's like dessert every morning. Be right back. I have my headset on. Is my headset bad? I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm like maybe 3 minutes away from my work building. But yeah, I can talk about Kohberger later. Oh, and the reason that I was talking about the jury that matters in their opinion is the only opinion matters yesterday kind of has a lot to do with Kohberger, because people get really upset when you discuss the topic of Kohberger and all the different theories. I think it's fascinating. There's basically several sets of conspiracy theories on what happened and if Kohberger did it, or if he didn't do it by himself. I don't think he did it by himself because it doesn't make any sense to. In my mind, it doesn't make any sense that he could have gone in and out to a house he's never been in and unalived 4 people without leaving a single drop of blood anywhere that they could trace back to him, with a single knife sheath. And now I don't necessarily think that Dylan and Bethany are bad, or that they did something bad, or that they're, the reason these poor girls were unalived, and boy. But there's something just I can't shake. Even now with their text messages. I mean, that makes it even worse for me. A lot of people are like, wow, poor Dee. She was just so traumatized, and, that validates it with her text messages. But I'm like, yeah, it validates that she was scared of something, but it doesn't validate why she didn't call the emergency number. I mean, if you're that terrified and there's several other people in the house, why wouldn't you call the emergency number? I just don't. None of that will ever make sense to me. The amount of blood that they reported at the scene versus what we got in discovery and for evidence doesn't make sense to me. Hey, Grandmammy Annie. It's just so much that's unexplainable to me. And then with them not having the house, I just don't get why they demolished the house. I mean, I get why. It's an eyesore. It's a place where a bunch of kids were unalived, and it's not something that the college wants around town, so that the freaking college kids are going to be terrified to come to college. So why is it that they believe after they've taken down the house that they're going to be able to, like, now with the text messages being out, I want to know how sound carries in that house. I want to know what it sounded like in their rooms, both of them, just so that I could see what exactly was happening or how it was happening based on, reenactments. And they can't do that. They have, virtual tours. They have virtual reenactments, I believe. They have different things they recorded virtually, but it's just not the same as people being there in real life. And for a jury not to be able to go to that house, and I'm going to stand 20 toes down on that and my complaint about that. And then there's just, the 911 call, there's like so many people passing around the phone. Why is it, is that the type of house that you just wake up and everybody just goes to in the morning? Because, that's possible. But it doesn't explain the operator saying, what's the emergency? And the person on the other line says, basically, hey, we have a person that's unconscious. And there were brutal stabbings that occurred. Like, why is it that none of this makes sense? None of it. So I just don't get, why. And to me, that leads me to believe that the defense is actually defending and that the guilty one is actually the defendant. But I don't necessarily believe that he did it by himself. That would make sense versus just him going in and out, zooming around like the Flash, stabbing and unaliving people, and then getting out the house. It just doesn't add up. And then for him to ask if anyone else was arrested, I think that's either a sign or a ploy to throw somebody off. Kohberger drove by my granddaughter's sorority every day, including the night of the murder. So scary. Wow, yeah. That guy is just a creepy guy. And then, oh my God, the defense is trying to take out words from the court case. Like, they don't want you to be allowed to say murderer. And I can't say that very well anyway, so I wouldn't be saying it. But it's like, ma'am, I'm sorry. You can't say, it's literally a murder trial. So let's try that again. And then they said they don't want the prosecution to utilize a psychopath. They don't want them to, I mean, it's just like, that's not a reasonable request, ma'am. I mean, if somebody has bushy eyebrows, they don't want you to be able to say bushy eyebrows. Last time I checked, this is the United States of America, and we have free right to speech, and we can say bushy eyebrows. I mean, if the witness saw somebody that had bushy eyebrows, we're gonna say bushy eyebrows. But see, you know what? You know what I think it is? I think this guy is such a sociopath and a psychopath. He may become triggered with the term bushy eyebrows, and we may get to see like an outburst in court. I wonder if he's medicated. I mean, I don't know. There's just so much to this case, but it's like I'm torn for myself because I know Dolly's going to go up there and witness the case and broadcast over there. I wanted to see it because I'd never been to Idaho, but you know, he still does what he does. I don't have to be at every single thing he goes to. I just, never been to Idaho, so I thought it would be cool, and I thought, you know, it'd be cool to see. But when I think about it, I'm like, do I even really want to participate or be that involved in this case? Because for me, it's not solvable. You don't have the main fucking evidence in the house. I mean, that's just my opinion, that it's not even solvable. It's not a solvable case. So, like, for me, I don't like participating in something that I can't ever feel like I have a conclusion to. That's like reading a 15-chapter book and then putting it down 5 chapters before it's over. It's just like, I don't know. I don't think that I'll ever feel satisfied. Even if he's convicted and he goes away or he gets the firing squad, I don't feel that I would have complete closure because I feel like there's not actually a closable case. I just don't see how it's possible he did all that by himself without getting caught up. And then if he did do it, how the roommates were up listening and talking back and forth like it wasn't this big. It doesn't, no matter what I do. And then for me to be sold, I would have to be a witness or a juror member in question and possibly go to the house, like for a, you know, they take the jury on to the places. Yes, I'm talking about Kohberger. I think he is enjoying trying to, I agree. Grandmammy Annie, I think I absolutely agree with you. He seems to, and we don't know what he is or what he's doing, so me saying he seems to, like, I know the guy is just, like, absurd, but from what we know about him and from his demeanor and his aura, for some reason, I just feel people. And so I could witness you as a defendant, not have you talk, just watch your presence and how you carry yourself and oh God, I can't say that without sounding creepy, like your aura. He just, how do I explain that? It's like he omits a presence that just, it's like he thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he's just, it's like his mind is too powerful. And usually when you have people like that, they either have like extreme mental illness or they have psychopath syndrome. But it's like, and I'm not an expert, so I'm not saying that as somebody that can diagnose anybody. I just go about my feelings and my thoughts and what I perceive. I feel like I can read people, and I don't even have to see them talk or really, it's like just an aura. And he really seems like he thinks he's better than people and that he's smarter than everybody. And I think he thought he committed the perfect crime. And I almost think that he did this to be caught on purpose so that he would be talked about. Like he wants to be Ted Bundy. His demeanor, they don't want us to say creepy eyes or creepy demeanor. Like, they want the jury to be told, you know, that he has autism just so that his appearance and his dead stare doesn't freaking cause them to misjudge him, which you can't do that. Even if you told these people, hey, this man has autism, they're still going to recognize that he's dead in the eyes. It's not something that you just, oh, okay, he's got autism. And I mean, that's offensive to freaking people with autism because, like, they don't go out and unalive their friends or random strangers. It's just absurd. And so for them to try and fight that on those grounds, it's just like, I feel offended for people with disabilities and with autism, and just like, I'm sorry he has dead eyes and he possibly did this unaliving. But it's just crazy to me how they're trying to go about the case, and the defense has just basically thrown everything out to the wall. So trying to get something to stick, I guess eventually if you toss the spaghetti, one noodle will end up sticking, you know. But good morning, Denise, good to see you. Yeah, time change makes me late too. I'm actually in the parking lot. I should probably clock in soon. And I'm a little bit late, so I already let him know though. But I guess we're gonna talk Kohberger at lunch. I need to get my butt inside. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for being here with me every morning. Maybe she's afraid of him. Maybe. I mean, but what is he going to do? He hasn't done any outburst type thing. He's basically, and he gets so much special attention. I mean, it's weird. They tried to say that the freaking camera was zooming in on his crotch. I mean, sir, come on now. We don't care that much. We were more focused on your dead eyes than we were ever focused on your crotch, sir. And so now when he's in court and when they televise it, it's like he's shown from like 100 feet away. Like you can't really get a look at him. And it's like, why are we doing that? This is a defendant that's accused of this horrific crime. I just can't. I think all of his plan is to be sick and nefarious. He has this plan ahead. Yeah, I think you're right. It's possible. It's just like, he thinks he's just this mastermind. He's like an evil villain from one of the freaking evil villain stories. Like, he's freaking Despicable Me. I just don't appeal to it. And the fact, like, he didn't plead, and all the people that are swearing that he's not guilty, I'm like, why didn't he say that up front? Like, you know what? I'll give it to him. All right, let's say he's not guilty. Why did he not go up and say not guilty when asked how do you plead? And that's not a thing that you just, oh, I'm just going to let the courts decide for me. Because they did end up putting the plea of not guilty because of the fact that he didn't speak. So he had to have known that. Because any old regular citizen is not going to get accused of a crime, stand in front of the court, have their lawyer present, and not speak when asked, hey, how do you plead? If I'm not guilty, I'm not going to know to say nothing so that they have to put it in a not guilty plea for me. I'm not going to do that. But as somebody that recognizes certain things in humans and human nature, you're not lying if you don't say nothing, right? Yeah, okay. Rhonda, I don't even know him. Yeah, I didn't say I knew him. Oh, Ann Taylor is really a smart lady, so that's true. I guess Ann Taylor told him to stand silent. Okay. I still believe he's guilty. But you know, that's just my opinion. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. It's hump day. Try to be nice to somebody, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bicycle!